5, 10, indirect measurement. How many of you have ever stood in the sun and looked at your shadow before? Okay. So that's what we're going to be dealing with today. We're going to deal with things that are hard to measure, and that would be considered like an indirect measurement. Your shadow would be kind of hard to measure. And did you know that your body and your shadow are actually in proportion? So we're going to talk about how to find something that's missing on a goofy, like a measurement, a shadow or something like that. What's that? Right, right. But it's still in proportion. If I would measure both of them, they should reduce to the same thing. They're in proportion. Yep, they're kind of like scale factor, right? So indirect measurement, we're going to be finding measurements of things that are difficult to measure by using things around it, by using what we have. And you are going to draw pictures today. For me, they don't have to be detailed by any means, okay? But this picture will help you to figure out what your problem is and to help you figure out your answer. Okay. Ready? So something you're going to see today, you're most likely going to have story problems, but that's where your pictures come in. Okay. So a statue casts a 43.4-inch shadow, and at the same time, a torus beside the statue casts a 32-inch shadow. The torus is 64 inches tall. How tall is the statue? Here's where your pictures come in. The first thing I'm going to do is I have a statue. Okay, I don't know what the statue is of. I'm not really sure, but I'm just going to make it look like this. Okay, there's my statue. Okay, and my statue casts a 43.4-inch shadow. And beside my statue is a torus. You can draw stick people. Okay. There's my torus, and he is 64 inches tall. And his shadow, I believe, is... Yeah, you can... Oh, 32. I would, because it makes it easier for you to figure out what you're going to do next. So I want to know how tall the statue is. Guess what? That's my X then. Okay, so I know how tall I don't know how tall the statue is, but I know his shadow. I know how tall the torus is, and I also know his shadow, right? Sure. What would you do? Oh my goodness. I don't know. I do. Let's calibrate and see what happens. We're going to take a quick intermission. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. That's a little better. So you do what? 43.4, Rain, right? Over 32. And then what would you do? 64 across from 32. Yes, Larissa. Okay, I would set mine up a different way. Let me show you how I would set mine up. I would set up, so my one side is the statue. I would set up so it's x over 43 is equal to my torus, 64 over 32. That's what I would do to set it up, but that's fine. There's so many different ways you can do it. I think there's at least 4 different ways you can do it.
But really, in the end,
you're right. In the end, you're doing the same thing because you're multiplying the same numbers and dividing by the same number. Yes. Why? Because to me, this can get confusing. Yes. To me, this makes it easier to understand. So if you can, like, I'm a visual person, I need to see it. No, like, for this, you could do it another way. Maybe you would put your shadow on the bottom and your person on the top, and then so you know, okay, so my shadows are always on the bottom, my statues are my on the top. I don't know. It's up to you how you want to do it. But I'm a visual person. I like to see it, so I will draw myself a picture. Okay? It's totally however you want to do it. So then let's do our multiplication. So it'll be 42. Actually, you could do this one very simple. You could do this one in your head. Let me show you. Let me show you. What time? 6 fours. 32 times 2, so 40 times 4 times 2. I think it's 86.8 would be that. It's fine. But you can't always do like that in your head. You have to do your cross products. Okay, I'm going to move to the next one. 86.8. Okay. Okay, why don't you either draw yourself a picture or set up a proportion? Okay, so you're either going to draw your picture or set up your proportion. A bell teller casts a 27.6-foot shadow. At the same time, a nearby Taurus casts a 1.2-foot shadow. If the Taurus is 6 feet tall, how tall is the tower? And honestly, if you say to yourself, well, I don't really want to draw a picture, just quick sketch something. I'd rather have you do that than get it wrong. If you can figure it out your own way, that's fine. But like me, I'm a visual person. And some of you probably are too. You just maybe don't know it yet. So my bell tower, we'll make this my bell tower. I'm going to even put a bell in it. It's a bell. Something like that. Kind of does, doesn't it? There's my bell. And then, let's see. The shadow. Oh, wait. Bell tower is 20. Wait. What do I know here? Bell tower is 27.6. And then a Taurus. My Taurus is 1.2 feet. And he is 6 feet tall. And I want to know how tall this one is. You could also do this one kind of in your head too if you wanted. I can't remember what this answer is. Well, if you set up did anybody set up a proportion? What did you do to set some? Brian, what did you do? Okay, that's a good one. That's fine. You just flipped them around probably. It's fine. $138 should be the answer. Yep. I did it my own way. $138 should be the answer. How did I get that? Okay, time out. Yeah, 27 times 1.2. So how did you set yours up? I know. So you did x over 27.6. Yep. So across from your x has to be your 6 then. You can't. You can, but they have to be, remember, what's across from each other has to be corresponding with something. So like, since you did your x over 27.6, on the other side it has to be your 6 over 1.2. Okay? You could have did it this way, x over 6, and then your other side would be 27 over 6. So they have to be corresponding. That's why. Okay, so number 1, we got to multiply right. Because if you can't do that, you can't answer the question. Okay, let's do this one then. See if you can do this one. See if you can do this. What? Yeah. Yeah. 20-foot tree in a movie casts a shadow that's 15 feet long. At the same time, a tower casts a shadow 240 feet long. How tall is the tower? Did you draw a picture? See, that's what you need to do. You need to draw a picture because you're confusing yourself. So your tree and the shadow. So it should be x over 240. Yeah, the other class is like, you don't have to make it as detailed as art. Here, this is what I would do for a tree. Tree. Seriously. It doesn't have to be crazy good. Tree. 20 feet. Yeah, that's what I did. 20 feet. Yeah. And then your tower is really big because this cast is 240 foot. And then this is your X. See? It doesn't have to be hard. You just a sketch. Let's see it. I think so, yeah. I don't know. Let's see. So you did 20. Should have got a higher number. 240. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Do set up a proportion. Set it up before you do this. You might need to draw a picture, Evan. I hate to tell you that. Drew it. You might have to draw it.
Look at my tree. It looks like I'm good.
Yep. There you go. Seriously, picture. That's the answer. So you did x over 240 over 240 and then 20 over 15. Yeah, that's what we're. Yep. So like if you start on this side, if you do this to that, then this to that has to be the other side. Yep. So it has to be. That's your other side. Probably, because it has to be the exact same way on the other side. Okay, you should have got 320, I think. Okay. And so another way to look at your answer and make sure it's right, think about it. If this is 20 and this is 15, if this is 240, this number has to be bigger. Because is this number bigger over here? Yeah, so if you would have got like 100 here, Okay, so that's another way to think about it. Does it make sense? Okay, one of the things I also need to show you is this, okay? Because they're going to pretend this is a lake and pretend that like maybe you're going to drive your boat from this point to that point and this point to that point, okay? What they're going to do is they're going to give you two shapes that are in proportion, but you need to find a missing side again, just like yesterday, all right? So in figure, triangle PQT is similar to triangle PRS. So I know P is my center point where they meet. Q and R are similar, or corresponding. T and S are also corresponding. So if I would take this and turn it, would it be the same way then? Okay. This right here says 25 meters. If you can't see that, it's kind of hard to see. So I'm going to set up a proportion in your brain, turn it like this, okay, and then you know what corresponds.
So
25 and the 60, and the X and the 12, right, very good. So then you can set up your proportional, like I said, you can do it how many different ways. Like I like to do, on one side, I like to do one shape, on the other side, I like to do the other. Because to me, that makes it simple. So like I would set it up 12 over 25 is equal to X over 60. And then I would do my, but you can set it up however you want to do it. You don't have to do it like me, but I think the easiest way is to have on one side one of the shapes and the other side have the other shape. Yep. I don't know. Here. Figure it out. How did you do it? Oh, why not? You're just hanging out?
Yeah, I got the same thing.
So that might work then. You do whatever you want to do. I guess so. So the consensus is. Does work. However you want to do it. To me, that's more confusing. Yeah. All right, so they're gonna have stuff like this for you today on your homework. They're gonna make you draw a picture. If you need to draw a picture, please draw a picture. Don't get it wrong because you're too lazy to do that, please. Open your book though, because I do want to show you a few in your homework. Okay.